round of quarterfinals is going to go, and if possible, predict who you think is going to win this year's Champions League. I have a strong feeling there's going to be a new winner, and it's going to be between Arsenal and Barça to win this year's Champions League, or maybe Inter Milan, as the case may be. Let us know what in the comments.
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochku Michael. Keep watching Transit TV.
Quarterfinals comes up about a month from now, 8th of April and 9th of April, first legs. I'm going to have Barça starting at home against Dortmund, PSG playing against Villa in France, first leg. I don't know, how do you see those ties? Who do you think in these two games? Just a little sneak peek into them.
Well, Barca playing against Dortmund, Barca will have an edge. Barca is, though full of young players, are an experienced side, and they are in hot form. When you have Yamal and the rest of them, they are playing so well. It's going to be, I think Barca will emerge from that pairing, but it's not going to be easy for them. Dortmund are leveraging the experience of the Champions League. Remember what I talked about the experience. That competition is unique in the sense that when you've gone through it, when you've gone through it, it helps you negotiate when the chips are down. That's the only reason Dortmund were able to beat Lyon. They dipped from their experience of getting to the final within the last 2 years to negotiate and win. So they will know how to play to counter Barca, and they have some dangerous players. Barca's defense isn't the best, but of course they will suffocate you with their offense. So I would say Barcelona will have an edge. Now, the interesting matchup is PSG Villa. PSG Villa is going to be nice. It's going to be quite intense. Unai has assembled a squad, has brought out Asensio. I don't know if you're on loan, whether you're allowed to play. I'm not sure.
He can play, but that's if he has not played the Champions League for PSG in this season. I remember there was a time when I was trying to change that rule. If it's group stage, he can play. I don't know if he has played in knockout stage, then he cannot. No, he hasn't. So I think
he hasn't. Okay, so okay, so maybe there'll be an extra motivation there. PSG been playing him and they sent him out on loan. So playing against his parent club, there'll be motivation there. But at the end of the day, PSG are a very, very good team. Yeah. Villa will be hitting way above their weight to be able to eliminate PSG. Yes. So,
yeah, for me, like you mentioned, Lewandowski going back to where he started his big-time business in Europe, Dortmund, he made his name there. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Like you mentioned, Dortmund are beginning to become a pragmatic team. They're not flamboyant anymore. They just try to get the job done. Like you mentioned, with their experience so far in the Champions League from last season, it will probably help them against Barca's young players. But again, I've not watched Barca so much this season apart from Champions League. That team have no fear. That team have no fear, regardless of who you are. So Dortmund need to be very, very careful and tactical. If you open up, these boys will tear you apart, I guarantee you, and just walk past. We know what the Real Madrid will tell you better about Barca this season. I think they scored about 9 goals against Madrid this season. It's unimaginable. PSG Villa, I'll go for PSG. It's going to be interesting, but if the attitude that I saw from PSG in this round of 16, if they bring it into the quarterfinals, I don't think Villa has what it takes to stop them. No, Villa, they might do it over one game, but over 2 legs, I don't see Villa going past PSG. They're a good team. They can do it. If PSG is the same PSG, sometimes they are good, sometimes they are bad. But if they come with what they give to Liverpool, I don't think Villa will have anything to any way to negotiate past PSG. Then we'll go to the other route. Arsenal starting at home against Real Madrid and Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. Yeah, on paper, this one looks pretty much a little bit easy. I don't know what you think, according to people out there. Let me hear your view.
Yeah. On paper, it's easy. Real Madrid will beat us now. On paper, it will be Bayern against who?
Inter Milan.
That would be more tricky, even on paper, because Inter are a very interesting side. Very interesting side, and I don't want to meet that side. They're extremely pragmatic.
Very pragmatic.
And if they catch you on a good day,
and
they will beat you.
And they are technically good to tactically good as well. Very, very tricky team, like you mentioned.
That matchup, I will give a slight edge to Inter. Yeah, Kane, because of Bayern Munich, because of Kane, will have a chance. But Inter Milan is going to stifle that team and beat them on the counter. Inter are really, really good. So, yeah.
Any hope for Arsenal? What is there anything Arsenal can hope on to go past Real Madrid?
What Arsenal can hope on is, again, I believe in Arsenal's body of work and what they've done to get to this point. The work that they put in. Now they are severely limited. The reason I will give Real Madrid the complete edge right now, this thing over Arsenal is Arsenal do not have forwards to score goals. Yeah, they are finding it hard to create and score goals.
But don't forget that this match comes up a month from now.
Okay, well, if they have Bukayo Saka back, they have a chance. If they have Bukayo Saka back and healthy, very healthy, they have a chance, right? Because I think that Arsenal will be well prepared to play Real Madrid. Real Madrid have become almost like a fable. They become like the Manchester City of the last 5 or 6 years, where it's assumed that once they show up, they will win. So that's where I can say, as an Arsenal fan, that my confidence is in the fact that they would maybe underrate Arsenal to an extent, and they'll be taken by surprise. Because I think that the Arsenal team are quite strong, on a given day. I was just being able to.
Like you said, obviously on paper, it's not a match, considering what Real Madrid has done in Champions League in the last decade. They pretty much dominated that competition. But again, I think Arsenal still stands the only English side that have beaten Real Madrid in Champions League at Bernabeu. So, and that season, they went all the way to the finals, and they were not also doing well in the league that season, if you remember very well. The league wasn't going well, but they went all the way to finals in Champions League. And that's one thing with Champions League is a competition of moments. And like you mentioned, pedigree, yes, but also moments in games win you Champions League or win you game in Champions League. Yeah, so if you step away from the paper and come to the reality of the games, and as a coach, your job is to find ways to win games, regardless of what the pedigree of the other team is. And that's what the time has to figure out what to do. And for me, if I'm to be the coach of Arsenal, these are the places Arsenal can win this game. First of all, Real Madrid, like you mentioned, I'm not going to back the box or play low block against Arsenal. And the Arsenal has shown in this season that if you allow them spaces, they will punish you, because defensively they are very strong. So when you have a player like Waneri who has no fear, and you give him space, he will punish you because he can strike the ball. We saw Real Madrid today. They struggled against Inter Milan. Anytime Atletico Madrid came forward, they struggled against them. You've seen back at Thierry this season 2 times, home and away in the league. So yeah, those are things that Atletico can look at and say, hey, we can win these people. It's very possible. Considering the fact that Arsenal are very, very strong defensively. All you have to do, like you mentioned, if Saka is back and flying, and you have one area, you have Odegaard fit, and Martinelli with his space, It's going to be a job. And how you're going to win these games is first 10 minutes, make your impact. Let them know that they have to worry about your front players. And once you can do that, then it becomes a balanced game. They start to respect you. But if you go into that game, first 5 minutes, Real Madrid scores 1 goal and start to impose themselves on you, then it's difficult for Arsenal to do anything. The other thing too is what they say in football. Once it's difficult to play against a team that has nothing to lose. Almost everybody will give Arsenal a chance, including Real Madrid. So when you're from that from that point of view or that perspective, you just go in there to do your thing. Whatever happens, nobody's going to say you were not expected to win before. So let's just go for it. And most times when teams play that with that mentality, they are always difficult to play against. So yeah, on paper, Real Madrid goes through, that's for sure. But there are things that Arsenal can also put their minds on that can get them through past this stage. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, like you mentioned, for me, is tricky. And one thing that's going to work for Inter Milan, like you've also mentioned, is the pedigree in this competition, especially in the coaching perspective. Company is new to this business, and you can see sometimes in Champions League this season, you saw it in some of the games. So this is it Pellegrini or what do they call that? Inter Milan, I can't remember his name now.
It's Inzaghi.
Inzaghi. So this team have been experienced. They've played Champions League final, semi-final the last 2-3 seasons. So they are used to this stage, and they are a team that are never in a hurry to score goals or to make. They just hang you there. They try to make you forget what the stage is, and before you know it, Lautaro Martinez will just hang 1 or 2 behind you, and that is the story. They just score enough goals to win games. They're not in the business of scoring 3, 4, 5 goals. If they need 2 goals, they just score those 2 goals. They lock shop, and that's it. If they need 1 goal, they score their 1 goal. They lock shop, and the rest will become history. So it's going to be a very interesting quarterfinals and eventually semi-finals. So if I heard what you said, so it's going to be Barca, PSG semi-finals, Real Madrid and Inter Milan semi-finals.
Yes. No. I mean, on paper.
I know.
If you're asking me what my prediction is,
yes,
my prediction will be an Inter Milan Arsenal semi-final.
Okay.
That will be my prediction.
And the other side, Barca.
The other side will be Barca PSG. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for me, Barca PSG. I really feel that Arsenal can get a result against Real Madrid, and I'll go for Inter as well. Yeah, so these are our takes, these are our predictions, this is what we think is going to happen in this game, our review of the games as well. So let us know what you think in the comment section, and how do you feel this round of quarterfinals is going to go, and if possible, predict who you think is going to win this year's Champions League. I have a strong feeling that it's going to be a new winner, and it's going to be between Arsenal and Barca to win this year's Champions League, or maybe Inter Milan, as the case may be. Let us know what in the comment section, and we will see you again next time. Ciao.